details, we're going to deal with you accordingly. Okay, what you've done is unacceptable. Alright? People have their opinions.
Criminal damage.
We just got criminal damage.
Can you not grab me, please? Don't grab me! Get off! Get fucking off of me then!
No.
Don't, why are you touching me?
You will be arrested for...
Criminal damage, unfortunately for you, there is people that have opinions that be respected, okay? That's... There is a lot of... No, you're not going anywhere at the moment.
I just need to say...
We're going to open ourselves, we're going to deal with you accordingly, okay? What you've done is unacceptable, alright? People have their opinions.
Criminal damage.
We just got criminal damage, alright, look?
Do me a favour, police currently do the next lady for something.
I'm going to walk you down over here, okay? Just come with me, please.
What's the problem?
Yes, I'll tell you in a second, okay? Just come over here with me, please.
This is Rip the Banner.
Let me speak to this properly, okay? How do you feel if someone comes to your side and starts breaking signs apart? That's by the by, my love. Alright? You just come over. No. Because you just come into the criminal offence, criminal damage. So we're going to have to deal with it. Okay, so we're going to take the details.
I don't think that's necessary.
It is necessary. Okay, otherwise people are going to think that they can do whatever they want.
The officer pushes a point with growing pressure and makes it clear he believes the situation is not acceptable and warns that letting it slide would send the wrong message to others watching nearby. Then he softens his tone for a moment with a quick apology before shifting straight back into authority mode and stating that they need to secure identification to move forward the interaction shows subtle tension as movement suggests an attempt to guide or control positioning while calling Alex by name to make the demand feel more direct and personal. He repeats the request for details and frames it as a formal step, while hinting that refusal could justify further action when no information is given. He claims there are grounds building and emphasizes that the details have not been provided at any point, then escalates by stating that if the grounds are met, there will be a necessity to arrest, which raises the stakes and places clear pressure on compliance. He then directs Alex to move aside away from others to isolate the situation and reduce outside attention before easing his tone again and suggesting that giving the details will quickly resolve everything. As he pauses briefly and regains composure, moment ends with a strange calm remark that contrasts the tension and leaves the exchange feeling controlled yet unsettled.
Alright, buddy.
Oh, okay. Is he still giving details? Right?
We're just sorting it out.
No, but is he still doing it? Or can I don't want to get him on live, that's all.
Well, we are still discussing it, yeah. So, I mean, like I say, if you stay there, that's quite...
It's just is that the
yeah,
nice
so,
corner?
yeah, I get it. Like I say, if you just stay there, we'll leave this out. Just, we just don't get a privacy. We're just discussing.
When in public, so you put yourself in a situation where people can record. If you don't want to be recorded, don't attend to these places. Okay? And by you drawing attention to yourself and committing criminal damage, that's not going to help the situation, right? There we go.
Right.
You're arrested now. But I thought if she gave her details, she wouldn't get arrested.
Too, I think that's an arrest.
Arresting me.
Some people should have something important. Maybe you just say, maybe gain evidence, okay? Necessity for your arrest, you're not going to give anything to anyone at this moment in time, okay? So just keep your hands out of your pocket where I can see them, alright? Necessity for the arrest is for a prompt and effective investigation of your questioning, prevent any harm, any damage to property. Do you understand? Yeah? Do you have anything that you shouldn't have? Because I need to check. Do you have anything new that you shouldn't have? Okay, just keep your hands out of your pockets. It's just for me to ask if you have anything that I need to have.
My embroidery certificate.
So it looks like he did get the phone. The guy did. He was past the phone.
Right, just hold on for a second. I'm going to ask you to step away, please, because you're interfering with what I'm doing.
I'm going to follow it down. I've been here a long time. I haven't got it.
No, I understand that.
Come on.
Like I say, I just don't want my officers to be blocked in, that's all.
The officer shifts into a controlled search phase and starts by addressing potential damage while making sure the subject understands the situation before moving straight into a safety check and asking if there's anything on them that should not be there, then repeats the question to reinforce compliance and keeps a steady tone while directing hand movement to maintain control of the scene. He explains that the question is standard and meant to identify any items that may pose a risk. During the process as the exchange continues, there is a brief update from another officer stating that a phone has already been handed over, which adds confusion about what has actually been secured and what is still missing. The officer tries to clarify the sequence and suggests that the item was passed earlier, yet the situation remains unclear and slightly disorganized. He attempts to settle things by narrowing the focus and keeping the subject contained while communication between officers continues in the background. Then a call goes out that a transport van is being brought in, which signals that the situation may escalate further and that custody is being prepared. However, moments later, a conflicting statement appears that the phone was not handed over, which shifts the tone again and creates tension as voices rise and urgency takes over. Suddenly, commands are shouted repeatedly to release her and let her go, with intensity building as multiple voices echo the same demand, creating a chaotic moment where control seems to slip and the priority changes from enforcement to immediate release.
Police protect the fascists! Who protects the fascists? Police protect the fascists! Who protects the fascists? Police protect the fascists!
All the transport has arrived. The van is here. We got the van shop. The money shop.
Can you open the doors, please? See them, put them inside your pockets, okay? If you're feeling well, please let me know. I'm here to help you and here to look after you. Okay?
Guys, can you just come out of the way, please?
Are they coming round this way?
Just come off the road, mate.
Are they coming round that way? I think they're coming round. Oh, some of them have started, look here.
The moment shifts into confusion as voices overlap, and one speaker struggles to form a clear question while repeating himself and trying to challenge what is happening. The tone feels unstable and slightly aggressive before it quickly softens into a calmer stance where he claims he is there to help and attempts to reset the interaction into something more controlled. Officers begin directing people to move back and clear space with firm instructions to step off the road and make way as attention turns to movement nearby and questions are raised about where others are approaching from. Then it becomes clear that more units are arriving and positioning themselves while the situation develops in real time, with onlookers noticing activity around vehicles and windows. As the scene grows, more tense communication becomes scattered with partial commands and fragmented updates, but the focus remains on controlling movement and preventing escalation. Then a key observation is made that only one officer is actively dealing with the situation, and there are not enough personnel to manage the crowd, which prompts a sudden shift in tone as someone urges others to back off and stop making physical contact, repeating the command to leave him alone. To prevent things from getting worse, the urgency builds as the crowd begins to react and individuals step forward claiming they're moving in to help, which adds another layer of unpredictability and pushes the situation closer to losing full control.
In the van with your mate? I think that police officer was a bit annoyed there. He was not very happy.
I hated it when my dad did it, and he's ashamed of what he did in his time. Shame on you,
Message for the car! Get a real fucking job! One message for the car! Get a real fucking job! One message for the car! Get a real fucking job! One message for the car!
What do you mean? I'm a citizen, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. So please don't put your hands up people. You are going. No, you're going to escalate.
No, you don't know a thing.
Neither do you, clearly.
Sorry.
Right, bud. Not bad of you? Yeah. Yes, it's been feisty over here. So Sally has gone. Stand up to racism, Sally. She has gone in the van, probably to Ellen Road. I'm sure there'll be a protest outside Ellen Road later on. Police station support, as it's called. Excuse me. There's some very lucky people there, not getting arrested. Very lucky. That police officer really wanted to arrest them.